Hello everyone, this is Chef Dominique back again for our holiday edition of Food Fix, and we are here at my restaurant, the Olive Tree Mediterranean Grille, here in Pasadena, Texas, and I'm super excited to be here with you guys as I share with you a few recipes and secrets for the holidays to make you an amazing gourmet meal in a fraction of the time. So let's get busy. I'm going to show you what we got going on. I know a lot of people like to do a traditional turkey or ham, but if you don't have a large family and maybe you want to cut down on, let's say, some of the time that it takes to prepare a Thanksgiving dinner or a holiday dinner, I have what you see here, a Cornish hen, which takes about an hour. A little bit of rosemary, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but it only takes about an hour in the oven to bake, to season, and I put it over rice, and it's an amazing dish. But what I like to call this right here is the Mediterranean extravaganza. We have plenty of things to choose from, and just to give you a little bit of my culture, there's so many great things that you can do for holiday parties, catering, and it doesn't take a lot of time. So I'm gonna show you some shortcuts that might make your holiday season a little bit easier, and you're gonna be looking like a hero by the end of the day. So, like I said, Cornish hen, we got our traditional hummus, which is chickpea, and we grind it up, put a little lemon juice, olive oil, salt, pepper, and a little bit of paprika. And as you can see, it's an amazing dip. You take some pita bread, you dip it in there, you eat it with everything. And in addition to that, we also have baba ganoush, which I'm sure many of you people have heard of baba ganoush. All it is just eggplant, of course, ground up the same way as the chickpea. And we also put lemon juice, olive oil, little parsley. And again, to each his own, whatever you like more. Hummus is more traditional, baba ganoush is more cultural. Take some fresh pita bread, dip it in there, eat it with whatever protein you've got going on for the holiday. Of course, our traditional Greek salad, little lettuce, romaine of course, tomato, feta cheese, Kalamata olives, a little radish, lemon juice, olive oil, salt, pepper, mix it up. I tell you, a little bit of practice makes you better. And mix it all up and it becomes an amazing Greek salad. Last but not least, I have what we call our cabbage rolls, which is totally amazing, and it is leading me to what I'm going to be preparing for you today. So these cabbage rolls right here, basically just green cabbage. We steam it. Inside the green cabbage, we put a top sirloin, some Egyptian rice. We wrap it up, we boil it in some spices, and in about an hour or so, we take them out, they are done, and it is the best thing on the planet Earth. So today, I'm gonna be preparing for you something similar to these cabbage rolls. It's a traditional Lebanese cuisine appetizer called Grape Leaves. Now, if you wanna be a hit at your next holiday party, you wanna impress a friend, or you just wanna do something non-traditional, Grape Leaves is the way to go. Now, I know it can be intimidating because most people don't know how to prepare grape leaves, but I'm gonna take the fear out of that, and I'm gonna show you step by step an easy process to get through it. So let's get started. So the first thing we need for our grape leaves is fresh ground beef. I use a 90-10, which is 90% lean, 10% fat. Right here we have about 1.5 pounds. You can use as much as you want depending on how much you want to make. Also, I have some Egyptian rice, which you can get at your local grocer, but if you don't want to make a second trip, you might as well get it from an import store. Has to be Egyptian rice, guys. It makes it that much more delicious, okay? Last but not least, or first and foremost, I should say, to make grape leaves, you need grape leaves. So this has to be bought at an import store. So as you can see, this is what a grape leaf looks like. If you've never seen one before, it looks just like a leaf. It comes from a grape. Green on both sides, right? Nice and full. What I do is I wash them, put them in some warm water, and I cut the stems, guys. So as you can see, they're stemless. Usually when you buy them, they have the stem. Destem them, stack them, so they're ready to go. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do in this process is we're just gonna season the meat and mix the rice. So the first thing we put is fresh olive oil. Extra virgin, you can use pomace if you want. I like to use fresh olive oil. Take a cup of that, put it in your meat. The second thing we're gonna put is garlic. Now, this chopped garlic right here is probably the most important to me because the more garlic, the better. As long as you're not kissing anybody afterwards, you're gonna be just fine, okay? All right. Of course, a little salt and pepper. And this is a secret ingredient that I cannot tell you what it is, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you anyway, all right? It's a little bit of allspice, guys. So, for the millions watching, please don't tell a friend. And the last but not least, another secret ingredient is crushed mint, all right? That gives it an amazing flavor. You will see at the end. So after you've seasoned your meat, right? You put all these amazing spices in it. Before we mix it, we're gonna take our Egyptian rice, uncooked, guys, all right? About a pound, right? So if you got 1.5 pounds of beef, do about 1 pound of rice, okay? Uncooked. I'm gonna go ahead and mix it, put it right into this bowl with the ground beef. All right, so once we have our Egyptian rice put in with the ground beef and the spices, it's time to mix. So we're gonna mix it very, very well. I like to put gloves on when I mix. That way, when I take them off, I'm ready to wrap these grape leaves, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing. All right, after we have the mixture of the rice and the meat and the spices, it's time to roll these bad boys. So first thing you do is you take the grape leaf and dull side and a shiny side, and you make sure that the shiny side is down. Spread out the grape leaf as much as possible, very, very important. Take about a tablespoon of meat and rice. Shape it onto your grape leaf like so. Simple, guys, practice makes you better. I'm telling you, you will get it. Then you wanna roll as tight as you can. Practice makes you better. You're supposed to be having fun with this. So whether you're doing it by yourself, with your friends and family, usually people like to get together during the holidays and just cook together. So this would be a nice, fun, different dish that you would love to do for years to come. So again, take a tablespoon of your mixture. And again, it's like tamales. It's like anything that you want to roll up into something. It doesn't matter how much you put in there, right? If you want to make them a little thicker than usual, that's fine. But you don't want to put too much because the grape leaf is very, very delicate and it could fall apart once it's boiling. So make it generous, but don't overfill it. So again, very, very important that you roll tight, guys. All right, fold the outside in, outsides in, keep them inside, finish that roll. Beautiful, okay? All right, guys, once we have all of our grape leaves stuffed and rolled, it's time to cook. So before I do, I'm gonna take my pot and I'm gonna line it with grape leaves so the grape leaves won't stick to the pot, right? I've already lined the grape leaves and put grape leaves on the bottom, as you can see. I've got about 5 dozen in there. And again, the reason why you want to put the grape leaves at the bottom is because you don't want them to stick to the pot, and then you'll have grape leaves all over the place. So what I'm gonna do, as you can see, I've already lined the grape leaves, stacked them on top of the grape leaves, right? So I'm gonna take just a few more for safety, right? And I'm gonna stuff them, tuck them inside, right? So they won't stick. All right, now that we've lined the pot, stacked the grape leaves, I'm gonna put the last ones in, right? Make sure they're tight, as you can see, right? But just to ensure that they don't fall apart and they don't come out, I'm gonna put a plate upside down into the pot, put a little pressure down, as you can see. It's so they won't move there, okay? Now, to put some weight on it, I put some water in a ramekin, just so it'll have a little weight to it. Put it right there on top of that plate so it won't move, they won't fall apart. Definitely the secret. I'm gonna top it. Of course, we fill it with water so it'll boil and cook. And I'm gonna put it on low heat. All right, so we're gonna put this on low heat for about an hour. You check it every 15 minutes. You wanna taste the broth. Make sure that you season to taste, because if the water tastes good, that means the grape leaf tastes good. Obviously, you can't take a raw grape leaf, put it in your mouth, and think that everything is great. You can't do it that way. So, the tester is the water. So, make sure you taste it every 15 minutes, adding a little salt, adding a little pepper, adding some lemon juice, some garlic, whatever it needs. And once you have that, in an hour, it is gonna be perfect. I promise you. You know, practice makes you better, but I tell you what, it's gonna be a dish that you're gonna love to make every holiday season. All right, so now that the grape leaves have boiled for a little over an hour, it is time to serve, and I'm hungry. So, what we're gonna do, usually, after they're done, I go ahead and cut off the pot, put it in the cooler, let them cool down a little bit so they're easy to take and so they won't fall apart. However, I'm hungry, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take a few so I can let you know what they taste like, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and unveil that. All right. Be careful because the plate that you put in there is probably gonna be hot, all right? All right. I'm gonna take a few grape leaves out very carefully. Yummy. All right. Now, this is what the finished product should look like. As you can see, the grape leaf is a little darker. You can compare it to this one here. So it becomes a dark green in color, moist. As you can see, it's kind of wet, so it has that marinade inside, lemon, olive oil, salt, pepper, spices. Inside, the rice and the meat should be tender, and it should be delicious. Now, it's always served with lemon. The more lemon, the better for me, guys, but I'm just gonna squirt a little bit just for the grape leaf's sake. I'm gonna take one. It's hot, be careful. I know what a grape leaf is supposed to taste like, and this is it. I promise you, it takes a little bit of work, but it's well worth it. For any holiday catering, any holiday event, just something different that you want to try that's healthy. Let me tell you, this is a winner. This is a hit. Thank you for watching, and thank you for allowing me to share a little bit of my culture with you during this season. Happy holidays from Food Fix.